It's called abandonment issues. Do you know why mentally I can't coexist with other humans as an adult? It's because of the child abuse done to me. And I'm innocent of any wrongdoing in any way sexually on this planet. In fact, the exact opposite. I've been next to completely abstinent 99.999% of my time on this planet, except a brief vacation for exploration and interrogation into the subject and to see if maybe fix some chemicals or something, or maybe a female would figure out what's going on with me and help me get some help, or just I have a project to do to help take care of hyperactivity and severe intelligence disorder. And anyway, but as soon as testing was over and there was results on any kind of intimacy whatsoever with any of these females, and it was on their part because I was willing to use the emotions that I could develop with them because they were reflecting the emotions back to me, and then try to develop some real deep ones with them over time. But they just in a hurry, all in a hurry, all in a hurry, all in a hurry. So it's like, okay, this is is just this is so not worth this because it was. Man, it's too easy to get the females. Just like I said, it was like almost on demand. I had 7 of them in 2 months. Protected. I didn't do that stupid shit. I mean, and which is kind of fucked up since that thing's kind of like not really sensitive anyway. And it is what it is, folks. You know what I'm saying? But 2 months, that's 7 of them, and the last one was a prostitute. That one was just like, I'm done offering any kind of attachment to the females. I just like, let me see if that works. Here's some money. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Or no, I was actually like, I hired her when I just did that. That was just being cool. I told you I got a bit of an attitude. This is the real me. You know what I'm saying? But, man, if I act like this, you guys would think I was a terrorist or something. Because that's where this part of my mind comes from, was born from. Or no, developed from. There we go. Developed from. Because that's how I started. And that's how life came right back down on top of me. The more I detached from my parents without being ready for the world, but because they're so awesome parents and they did so much repair and continue to do so much repair every day in every way until the day I make it to heaven, a special place too. Anyway, they but anyway, the damage came back down in bits and pieces, and they had repaired enough and given me back a solid core that I needed. I've been able to get to this point of independence and everything. But you guys have continued to ignore this situation with me personally. And again, all I've been asking you guys for is just to acknowledge it at the hospital or and at a doctor, and then give me that benzodiazepine and let me come home with some, so I can get some of this straightened out and figure out if I can go completely chemical free at all for short periods of time or long periods of time. It's going to be an experiment. And I already told you the rules, no more than 2 milligrams of this, no more than this many weeks at a time, blah, blah. And if it is, get a hold of the doctor and don't change a thing until he checks you out. And if it's, anything that I can't handle that moment, 911. You know what I'm saying, folks? But it's so hard to get the medication. Almost to the level of impossibility. Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. Oh, the life of a severely retarded genius. And I don't think my genius is, well, where is my genius? It's so retarded. And again, I think it's that slow memory. It's so gigantic. And my short-term memory is so short. So when it comes to reacting to things quickly that's happening right in front of me, you know what I'm saying? I seem to do, this type of thing, trying to process when something's impaired. I'm having to pull from the long-term memory like a short-term memory. That's crazy. And that's a lot of that. I bet that's a lot of that insomnia thing hooked up to it, because that's, and not ever entering that short, the rapid eye movement of sleep. And I bet that happened to me a lot as a kid. And that's why my brain's wired to do it now. And that's why I'm going to need that Xanax, especially, well, maybe with or without the socialized anxiety disorder. Alright? See, this is what I'm getting at, okay? I'm not a bad person. This is my body. This is my brain. Not my personality, and not any kind of want or desire to do any kind of alteration of anything that my brain already perceives the world on my schedule to do what I do, to have the most fun, the most relieved of my hyperactivity symptoms that I can, okay? Now we can talk about the obsession and compulsion disorder. That's what all these electronics and all this crazy, and maybe even the mess everywhere, is for. Okay? It's to try to deficit my attention from this obsession disorder, but it's so hyperactive that every minute feels like 3 to 10. And that's the hyperactivity, and that was happened to me as a child, because I'm always on constant alert, waiting for those adults to come and fuck me again. Oops, I used the F word. My bad. But I think I earned it that time. What do you guys say? Because I actually used it literally. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm maybe 3, definitely 4. Yeah, getting sodomized. Frequently and violently, to the point of surgery. In fact, that might have been what tipped them off. I got real sick because my insides are hanging out. They took me to the hospital. They saw that. They realized it was sodomy. And they put me in a hospital, and, they put me in a mental hospital. It is what it is, folks.